So as we continue on here on court 1 on day 3 of the Australian Open, it's the mixed doubles up next, and Roy King and Valerie Siow from Malaysia up against Reginald Lee and Siow, the number 6 seeds. So this is section 4 of the mixed doubles draw, and as you can see, it's already produced 3 quarterfinalists. Tang and Si through at the bottom, and Guo and Chen and He and Tan will watch that. Terry He and Jessica Tan in good form. So just one spot left in this section, and that's to be filled by either Lee and Eng from Hong Kong for an all Hong Kong quarterfinal, or Yap and Siow from Malaysia. The players I can see now making their way out to the arena. It's been a busy day of action here on day 3. A good turnout by the fans as well so far. So it's set to get even bigger as we move through the week. So, now getting on to this mixed doubles match. Reginald Lee and Eng Siow, very much like Jessica Tan and Terry He from Singapore. And Roy King and Valerie Siow, well, they're a little bit more well-known, but still breaking their way into the mixed doubles division in Malaysia. And following the footsteps of the likes of Tan Kian Meng and Lai Peijing, who are here this week.
Which end?
So that's the coin toss done. Looks like Chris Milne has taken the umpire's chair. Might just be Freak Coxaloo in the service judge position, but we'll get you confirmation of that just as soon as possible. This could be a tasty affair, though. There's Roy King, 23 years old, born in Muar, that's down south in Malaysia, ranked 48, has been as high as 47. That was September 2023. Double silver medalist at the SEA Games, mixed doubles and men's team. He's the backcourt player, Valerie Siow at the net, 22 years old from Perak. And together they have, so they didn't play last year, but they were third at the Malaysian Masters, quarterfinalists at the Thai Open, runner-up at the Spanish Masters as well. So, Aaron, what do you think of this
pair? It's the first time I'm seeing this pair, but I'm looking forward to it because every so often you want to see something fresh. You don't want your brain to be working and be inspired by them. I
think in terms of mixed doubles in Malaysia, it can only get fresher from here, really. That's all due respect to them. I'm a Malaysian myself, but you know, I said there's a lot of kind of discussion about it. We'll get to that in a second. On the other side of the net, Reginald Lee, 30 years old from Hong Kong, China. He's the big backcourt player, and they have been very high. He's been high with a different partner, Chow Hoi Hwa. That was 6th, and his partner, Eng Siow, is his current partner. She is 26 years old. They've been as high as 21. That was back in January 23. They bronze medalists at the BA Mixed Team Championships, and also gold at the Youth Olympic Games in 2014 in Nanjing. This year, it's been a bit quieter for them. They were out in the second round last year. But 2023 ended quite well for them. Their quarterfinal appearances in France, the Arctic Open, the Singapore Open, and the German Open as well. That was their first result. Liu and Lim, 20 minutes. 21-9, 21-10. Doesn't get more clinical than that, really, does it? So you expect that to happen. This is what I was thinking with Jessica Tan, Terry He. We saw it as well. There's Chris Milne in the umpire's chair. That big backcourt attack was what really outdid Jordan and Sydney earlier, because they're just leaving things too high off the defense, and that's the problem when you've got a backcourt player like Reginald Lee, because he's just going to fire that back. He's going to need no invitation to ground that shuttle. Whether he gets that kind of service from a pair that have performed on the HSBC BWF World Tour. There's Freaks Coxaloo in the service judge chair. So this could be, as I said, a little bit tighter, but definitely because of their experience, I'm going to say that Siow and Reginald Lee are the favorites for this one. But that's the thing about Malaysian pairs and players. They love turning around stats, and they love turning around upsets. You know, you look at Cheng Tang-ji and Toei Wei, that's the other mixed doubles pair right now. Love it. They love
Siow, Malaysia.
Pushing the commentators like me to being wrong. That's what it is.
And
well, Roy's been up there on the smash statistics, so I want to see one of those for pure entertainment's sake.
Hong Kong, China.
Well, I really think that this match is going to come down to how you defend, because if you can defend flat over the net, then you're going to nullify the serve, or you're going to nullify the service to the other team. But if it comes back high, then the types of player like Reginald and Roy are going to try and kill you. That immediately off the start is very strange formation from Siow and Reginald Lee. They've played together for so long, you'd expect them to be a little bit more tight in terms of that. That's great net play from Siow. That's what she does. I think when it comes down to, as I said, looking at the favorites, at the net, I could see Siow being better than Barry Siow. And at the back, I can see Reginald Lee having more experience than Roy King. So it really is an uphill struggle for the Malaysians.
Too high.
I think that's a fair evaluation. Nobody would disagree with that.
I mean, on their game, all other things equal, that's how it should go. Again, I'm just a little bit concerned about the positioning of Lee Leung. There's a lot of running that Siow just did then. Yeah,
I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, you can just see her kind of arcing around. So she's covering the left and the right at the same time. That doesn't sound very effective.
Well, for me, I was looking at it. I picked it up too, but in a different way. I was thinking Reginald's trusting her to do more, and organically he will go around her. At least in this kind of game.
Yeah, that's true. But then a couple of errors on that side as well. And a 5-1 down. And let's face it, Yap and Siow haven't had to do much. That's much better from the Hong Kong pair. That's the kind of combination I'd expect from them.
Service over. 2-5.
Well, we said it earlier. It's about warming up, getting on court, and getting it, hitting the ground running. Nice pick up by Reginald.
Well, since you're Malaysian, I have a question for you, and you've watched a lot of Malaysian mixed doubles. Would you say that, well, just because of the way it happens, the Malaysian mixed doubles women tend to be on the shorter side? It's a little bit difficult in the mixed doubles when you have to have a, stretching reach.
I guess. I mean, to answer that question, we haven't got a Wei Yazin, for example, who's of a decent height with Zhang Zhenbang, and they're I think top seeds here. They just won last week as well. It does make a difference when you've got a bit of height. I think it's down to with Malaysian mixed doubles pairs, how focused you can be. I saw a great performance from Tan Kian Meng and Lai Pei Jing last week against Kim Won Ho and Zhong La Eun, and they absolutely blew them off court because they were playing to their strengths. Tan Kian Meng was huge at the back. and Lai Peijing was very fast at the net. If you stay to those, then it's going to work. Cheng Tangji and Toei Wei are another one right now. A lot of headlines are coming towards them. But as Rexy Manaiki, the Badminton Association head right now, said, they get a little bit too emotional. It's about keeping that calm. When you've got to play these roles perfectly, you got to be fully aware. You got to fully trust your partner, as you said. And so sometimes they get a bit too individual. That's it. But I don't think, I don't think it's down necessarily to the height of them right now. I think it's more of an attitude thing than anything else. But you saw with Jessica Tan and Terry He earlier, they're roughly the same size. You know, very effective pairing.
Yes, very.
And if you look at the champions who aren't here this week, Feng Yangzhe and Huang Dongping, well, Feng Yangzhe is 6'5". Okay, that's
insane.
That is the little and large combination. But they've been using it very well. So, Roy King and Valerie Siow, again, they haven't had to do much, but look at that, 10-3 up. It's been a question of what Li and Eng have done and also what they haven't done in this first part of game one. That's very nice from Siow.
Service over.
They were 4-1 down, so add another 4 points on there. They're still trailing, but they've got a lot of catching up to do. Playing from the better side of the court as well. No, that doesn't make that much of a difference in doubles. Nice from Reginald at the back. That's much better from him.
5-10. Change. No, the shuttle is damaged.
That's nice. Little hook from Reg Lee.
6-10.
I have to call him Reg. I don't usually say Reginald. I think he's the only person I know that goes for the full name. I hope he doesn't mind and watches this back and goes, no, it's not Reg, it's Reginald. Oh, finally. He gets a hold on that, and that's the kind of smash I was expecting to be honest, start from the beginning of the match. So closing up. I have a funny feeling, yes, that's 11-7 at the break for the Malaysians.
Interval.
So back on court for the conclusion of game one. Reginald and Siow not going to the Olympics. It's Tang Chunman and Si Ying Sweat that qualified from Hong Kong. Now, you'd know a lot about this, Aaron. So in terms of having 2 representatives from each country, that is not across the board, right? When it goes to the Olympics
it's
at
not
all.
across the board.
So I think there's only 4 countries. I think there's 4 or 5 countries that have 2 players going in any discipline, right?
A good problem to have for some countries.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Shocking for China, though, isn't it? I mean, when you think about it, the amount of players that didn't go.
I think they're used to this problem.
They are used to this problem.
They probably want this
Japan
problem more
and
often.
China, yeah, both used to this problem.
10, 11.
Well, that's what happens when you've got 6 players in the top 10 for women's singles, I think it is.
And 6 players in the top 5 for mixed doubles.
Yes, that's right.
Service over. 12, 10.
Well, they were really trailing Leoning, but they've managed to craft a way back into it. Better defense from them. Oh, I think that's in. It is. That's very nice from Siow.
Service over. 11, 12. Service fault called too high.
So 13-11, and it's still very much game on
13,
in this first
11.
game. It's better from Siow. And that's a great cross-court from her. What an angle.
Service over. 12, 13.
Well, Aaron, as we said, they have maybe a bit slow off the start. And Yap and Siow are very lucky in that early part of the game. They were 11-7 up, remember, at the break. Now just 1 point ahead. But certainly looking a little bit more compact. That's good from Roy King. You were saying that's his...
Service over. 14.
He's got a weapon.
12.
Yeah, that is his big weapon. Just hasn't had the opportunity to fire it off as much. So 14-12 and an important couple of points for both pairs. Leoning to tie it up. Yap and Siow to take it to 16. Big smash from Reginald Lee.
Service over. 13, 14.
You can see here, came back so high, right in his hitting zone, just ahead of him.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I think he knew definitely had to be like a certain height higher than his full racket extension for Roy King.
Certainly weighted well. And so that is the point that ties it up at 14-all. Well marshaled at the back from Roy King.
Service over. 15, 14.
Well, the one thing that the Hong Kong pair have done is their positioning is now looking a little bit more the way it should.
Timing though,
16.
Yeah, timing's a bit off.
14.
And
Elusive.
lengths as well, just as we saw from Siow, push that too long. Good flat play by the Malaysians, and that is uncontested. Wonderful winner from Valerie Siow.
Should be happy with that.
17.
Well, I think they'll be happy with the
14.
last 3 points. This is a crucial 3 points for them to win at 17-14. If they were a bit lucky at the start, that's gone out. They've certainly made the most of it. A challenge coming from the Malaysians.
Called
Looked a little bit out to me.
It looked a little bit out to me.
It is.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Interesting idea.
One challenge remaining.
So 17-15.
Service
This is
over.
where it all comes down to.
15,
I'm
17.
impressed with Roy and Valerie for trying to take this game by the scruff of its neck and win it in those last couple of points. See if they can keep that pressure up now. Oh, that's nice. Siow instrumental in that
16,
point, as she has been, in fact, the last 2 points. So on serve, 16-17. Oh, that was, did you see, Reg, did you see what he just did there? He was off the serve. It was a little push down the line. As soon as that came back too high, it was almost muscle memory, the way he stepped back, because it was perfect hitting zone. Sends it to the feet, and it's 17 all.
And that's experience for you.
That is.
I think he knows there's certain game plans he would do at a certain point in the game, especially against a less experienced pair.
That was a nice return by Malaysians. Well, the Malaysians have kept it very flat over the net. That's the thing. It's the only way you can nullify a big smash hitter is by keeping it flat. It's wonderful play by Siow. But again, flat returns, forces the error. They're keeping ahead, 19-17. They're experienced enough, Yap and Siow, to know that.
That was a gift, though, from Lee Chun-hei, Reginald.
Yeah, it was. He's not too great at flat defenses and net play. He's much more, if you know, the bread and butter for him is the big smash from the back.
Get ready.
Well, pressure for them now. Yeah, that kind of shot, he's just not, it's not his #1 priority shot.
20.
So if you force him into that exchange, that's where you can get a lot of a kind of traction and leeway. So 3 game points. Nice defense. Look at that, wonderful from Valerie Siow. So they've done well enough.
First game won by
Siow.
Roy King Yap
They
and
take the
Valerie
first game,
Siow,
21-17.
17. Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1,
So
20
back on
seconds.
court, game 2. A very opportunistic but well-controlled game by Roy King and Valerie Siow.
Second game. Love all. Play.
I wanted to pick up a point on something you were saying about Reginald, since you've seen him a lot too. I find Reginald also has seen it all before and has
Service over.
one of every shot, but it doesn't come together in a match, all of them.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
It's stuttery again. That's basically, you know, what I've seen from them today. There's been flashes where they've come together as a team, but right at the start of the match, I said they were a little bit all over the place. Siow for me has been the standout. She's been mid-court and front court, has been keeping them in this.
2. Love.
It's really important in doubles to have one really solid, consistent player the other one can feed off.
Yeah. But let's not discount what that's sort of almost unsighted.
Service
It
over.
was, in fact,
1-2.
short. Let's not forget, they've come off a good run of results. A third of the Malaysia Masters, that wasn't too far away. That was their home tournament, of course. The Thai Open just before that, quarterfinalists, and then it's a little bit way off from their runner-up at the Spain Masters, which I think is a 300, right? So that's kind of the level that they're at. They're looking to push through. But as I said, Reg and Siow have not had a decent result in 2024 so far. So they're hoping that this week is going to be it. And right now, they've got a lot of work to do, if that's going to be the case. Nice defense on the outside by Reginald Lee.
Service over. 3.
Must-win game for them.
I think it's wonderful that Reginald's keeping this career going. He's been on the circuit for
He's been on the circuit for a while, yeah.
His World Junior Championship result was, you know, a while ago. And he's still keeping up, you know, and he's got a new partner.
3-all.
Yeah, and as I said, he's stuck with his partner for a while now.
And they used him in the Thomas Cup as well.
Yeah, I think, I mean, the Hong Kong national team would definitely call on them, and Tang and Si as well in the doubles departments. And then, of course, they've got Lee Chuk Yu, they've got Angus and Carl Long as well
Service over.
in the singles. So it does come together as a team.
As a team, yeah. And we sometimes forget that Angus was a doubles player when he was really young as
Yeah,
well.
a lot of these players actually have started their careers in a different discipline, especially in mixed doubles.
Service over. 4.
Peter Gate, I think, was
Tan
double
Kian
player.
Meng used to be a singles player. Go Sun Huat used to be a singles player as well.
Se Seng Jae was a singles player too.
Oh, now, of course, he's a double world
Double
champion.
world champion in the other two
Yeah,
categories.
you've got to mention that when you're talking about Siow. It is such an
5,
incredible. I was actually in
4.
Copenhagen last year. Saw that happen. It's unbelievable the way he played. I don't think people really understand the amount of effort you need to put into to be that good in two different disciplines. The same tournament.
6.
So talking of
4.
Reginald, well, yeah, World Championships in 2017. That was 7 years ago. Junior
Service
Championships
over.
in 2008.
5,
And
6.
you know, his Super Series win here in Sydney in this hole on that court.
Yep, that's right. He did. He's won the Australian, right?
Yeah, he's won the Australian. And the
With
thing
Chow Hoi Hwa. Yeah,
with Chow Hua. And that was
2015.
2015. But if you were in the hall for that one, that really was an
6
Olympic level
all.
performance, because if you look, he had beaten all the top 10 pairs in that 1 week.
Right, so that was the peak performance that you've seen from him.
Yeah, that's right, where it all came together every single match for the whole week.
Well, right now they are acquitting themselves a little bit better in game 2. 6-all, that's gone wide by Roy King. So they have got their lead.
7, 6. Change. Out.
Oh, a lot of service troubles. That's 2 out of the last
Service
4.
over. 7, all.
Gifted points. That was a nice touch in by
Service over.
Reginald Lee.
8, 7.
Well, as they take a little break for a court wipe down. So basically, by winning in 2015 with a different player, if he did, just saying, theoretically manage to make it to the final and win it, then he'd be the first player to win with 2 different partners.
Thank you, line judges.
during this time in Sydney, because Cha Ho-wah, his partner, then had won the Australian Open when it was a pre-Grand Prix gold. So.
That's right. It's been a Super 500 for the last 2 editions now. Right? It was Super 300 before. Great to have that advancement. It's gone too wide by Valerie Siow, so 9-7.
9-7.
In fact, few people think about it, but as trivia goes, the Australian Open during the Super Series era at some point was the second richest Super Series tournament. It wasn't in terms of its stature, but its payment was.
Yeah.
Come here.
Prize money.
Prize money.
Well, that's what it's all about in a certain respect. I have to say, with badminton, I actually do think that players are probably more interested in ranking points than the cash that they get, but it's obviously got to be a good boost.
9.
Unless, of course, you're independent, then.
Yeah, and talking of independent mixed doubles players, Lai Pei-Jing, of course, has been a lot of off-court news. He was scammed by, life savings was scammed about 2 weeks ago.
I haven't read this news.
By internet scammers, obviously, but then she was a semi-finalist at the event last week, picked up 85,000 ringgit with her partner, so that's a good way of kind of bringing things back. She's here, she's playing in women's doubles and mixed doubles this week, but yeah, gotta watch yourself. Nice from Reginald Lee down the line.
11-8 interval.
But that was that great run I was telling you about. Tan Kian Meng and Lai Pei-Jing last week were really, really on fire. And Kim Won-ho and Jong Na-eun were the absolute favorites for that match, but they were just blasted out. So it's 11-8 at the break.
Court 1.
So back on court for a crucial phase of action. Can Roy King and Valerie Siow turn around this very, very slim deficit?
Service over.
Do this in 2.
11.
But here's a big question for you, Aaron. From what we've seen in the second game, do you think Lee and Eung are good enough to force a third?
I think they're good enough to force a third. Whether they can do it is there's not enough clues.
Yeah, well, they have been a bit patchy in terms of, you know, as I said, error, winner, error, winner. They haven't been 100% consistent. They've been better in this second game. But as we saw from Valerie and Roy, who really hijacked that first game from about the 14th point onwards.
13-9.
They have got that ability to string in kind of 3-point, 4-point runs. That's good from Reginald Lee. That's nice from Valerie Siow. And it's the big attack in the end.
It's a big attack. I think she saw it. It's just,
over.
you know,
10,
got a bit more on it.
Yeah, and that was the first return defensively that came back too high. So I said Roy King, in terms of that flat exchange, I think Valerie and Roy have been a little bit better. So Valerie big at the back. Well, they're controlling this point. Oh, that's very nice from Roy King. I like the way he moved across. Good court coverage. Stuck with it.
We just take a step back. Do you not feel that there's a lot of controlling that's happening? It's not really clear what the strategy is. And I realize that when we have a pair like that where the woman is not, again, of the perfectly ideal height like Wang Yechong, then you have to work the rally a little bit more. But it's still not clear in the rally what the goal is.
No, it's very reactive what's happening. But they're lasting out the rallies more, so there's a little bit of a burst, and now it's just 1 point. This is a glorious opportunity for Roy King and Valerie Siow.
But you make a good point there. I didn't want viewers to think, oh, well, they're just playing through. Sometimes you really just have to play through before the idea comes to you.
Yeah, you have to, for me, there's the kind of bread and butter of the rally. You have to see how that rally, that's another great example there. You just keep playing until that opportunity turns up. Sometimes you might be lucky, sometimes it might be crystal clear, but you have to get through the rally. I think that also applies in singles as well. You have to get through that initial rally, be patient, wait for your opportunity. But if you start doing really ambitious shots off the start, you're just gonna mess up your position. Nice flat returns again from Valerie and Roy. There's another one. Just nothing for Siow and Reginald Lee to do except, you know, return in that same flat manner.
Over. 14-13.
Pressure for them. It's a world number 48 pair playing the world number 25 pair. That was a good deep flick serve. And
15.
Once again, Siow has proven her worth at the nets.
Line judge.
2 points ahead.
Well, despite the 2 points ahead, I'd say the Hong Kong team should be thinking there's still scoreboard pressure here.
Yeah. It's never going to be a walk in the park, that's for certain.
Thank you, line judges.
Well, the good thing about Roy King and Valerie Siow is they are perfectly at ease with not being the top mixed doubles pair from Malaysia. They know the likes of Tan Kian Meng, Goh Sun Hua, Siobhan Mai, Cheng Tan-Jin, Toei Wee, those are the top three. So they are completely, you know, honest about that. They want to do the best that they can and hopefully get through, you know, the pecking order as it's set up.
14-15.
Again, it helps to be a little bit like Li Jiahao, not to have so much on your mind.
Yeah, I guess if you're the underdog, it always helps. Well, they're 1 point off. There's a serve here. And Siow again, very useful at the nets.
Service
right on top of it.
Yeah, she was all over that right from the start. Look,
14.
moves straight ahead. Looks it down, actually catches the shuttle afterwards as well. That's a great skill.
It's a better from that angle.
Yeah, it's great skill. Valerie Siow big at the back. Nice rotation by the Malaysians. Oh, that's a wonderful combination.
Service over.
Still, the Hong Kong pair, they put themselves in that difficult position.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've been doing that all match. They've, as I said, very much like Chico in the match we just watched. They asking for trouble, basically. And Roy and Valerie intent on giving it to them. That's going to be big. Oh, wonderful defense
like
there. That was
facsimile of the previous point.
highlight reel stuff from Reginald Tan. One of those great shots that looks brilliant, but unfortunately he's not very effective because it comes back too high, and that's exactly what happened. 16-all. That was the point that did it. So it is game on. Yap and Siow looking for the match, and He Nung looking to force a third.
Service over. 17-16. Valerie, stay on court. Wait for your opponent to be ready. Get ready quicker.
these are crucial points. Again, very flat from Roy and Valerie. Charles, difficult for Roy King to pick that up.
16.
Around the head position, but crouched.
What I really like from the Malaysian team is they have these little snippets of conversation between them. They're always in communication.
What a time.
Service over.
To drop.
17.
Of all the times, Reginald Lee, he's not happy with that.
Well, in contrast, we don't see so much communication, even non-verbal, from the Hong Kong pair.
Oh, that's worked out really well for them. 18 all. Couple of mistakes.
Well, nail biting.
Yeah, this is a grandstand finish, really. But it's now down to the next 3 points for Lee Nung. They want to stay in this competition. That's big. Just didn't get enough on it.
See, suddenly, within 2 points, suddenly so much elevation on the lifts from the Hong Kong
After being
pair.
so flat, yeah.
That's right. Why now? But you needed it now. But why not earlier?
Absolutely needed it now.
Oh.
Oh, no. Hanging on every shuffle right now in this match. 19 all, and it's been service errors that have put them in this position. So you can expect Yap and Siow are going to keep this flat off the first 3 shots, critical in doubles. Oh, it's wonderful vision from Lee.
Service over. 20. Game point. 19.
He saw that well. So, game point, 1 solitary game point. Roy King tried to kill that off. Got to be careful from the Malaysians. Netted at the end, so whether they deserved it or not, it's a third and deciding game. And wow, if I was Reginald Lee and Siow, I would be breathing a huge sigh of relief there. Well, Aaron, this is it. They're back on court for the decider.
20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. No, you cannot change your shirt.
Well, they were back on court for the decider, but Reginald Lee has decided to walk off for some reason. I think it was to change his racket. That's one thing that I'm sure you know a lot about, racket string tensions and things like that.
Yeah, it makes such a big difference. I'm sure they probably have a few at their optimum tension and then maybe some higher or lower,
Like
depending.
a choice, yeah.
Like a choice.
Final game.
Well, this one, it's really easy. As I said, some great flat exchange play from these Malaysians, have kept them in it. They were a little bit faster off the start. That second game, let's just be honest about it, it was very lucky for the Hong Kong pair to keep that. They never had a match point, the Malaysians, but they were close. Again, a little bit bunched up and out of position. Good fake there by Valerie Siow.
But to pick up on what you were saying in the end of the first game and throughout the second game, Siow really the MVP for her side.
She is absolutely the MVP and has really kept them into it.
But there are cracks, right? You saw that she, you know, had so much on her mind she couldn't serve at the end.
Yeah, I think that's also where the positional, you know, like that was a very reactive shot there. Now they're into the flat defense. Good rotation from them, but they're struggling to keep pace with this electrifying tempo that can turn up from the Malaysian side at times. That's nicely left by Roy King.
Service over. 1-all.
33 shots. We're getting into some developed rallies. There will be a change of ends, of course, at the mid-game interval. But this match is all about keeping it flat. And in Sio's case, keeping it as steep as possible
Service
from the net,
over.
because that's where she's been clearing up.
2-1. Players on court.
Well, as they get a quick wipe down on court, as I said, they would love this pair from Hong Kong to get a result here. Whether it's even quarterfinal, semi-final, it'll be the first clear major result that they've had all year.
2-1.
As I said, 4 quarterfinals in 2023. So again, very effective and
Yeah, she read that.
yeah.
Service over. 2-all. Players, do not leave the court at the end of the rally. Stay on court.
We see out at the back. Oh, this is a great rally for all 4 players being involved. Oh, wonderful shot by Roy King. Someone had to lose that rally, and it was the end. It sailed past the shoulder of Valerie Siow.
That must be the best rally so far.
46 shots. I think it was for a number of reasons, not just the shots. All 4 players involved. Seemed like there was a bit of cohesion on both sides. Valerie Siow in the end, it was just an awkward take over the shoulder, and it's 3-2.
Fault. Service over. 3-all.
Siow again leading off the Malaysian pair. Roy King with a great shot again, picked up nicely by Siow. Oh, it's a shame that that's gone long, because I think Roy King was really settling into that rally.
Service over. 4.
Far more patient from Lee Nung so far in this third.
Wait.
It's a double silver medalist at the SEA Games.
Thank you, line judge.
King.
4, 3.
That was a very awkward take for
Service over.
Siow.
4 all. Thank you, line judges.
Well, there's plenty of badminton happening all over Key Centre right now.
Play.
I can see Patrika Sumamodani on court 3.
Five.
Shouting Chen also on court 2, and that's that all Chinese Taipei affair. That's actually gone to a third on court 2. Meanwhile, back to court 1, it's 5-4. Oh, right into the corner.
6.
That's
4.
fantastic defensive accuracy.
I do suspect that half of the plan of the Malaysian pair is if we just stay with it, they might just, you know,
Yeah, it's
we
reactive.
we might just get across.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a fault off Wang Xiao's racket, so that's going to be 7-4. No, that's worked well for them, as I said. If it's not
King, show me the shuttle.
broken, don't fix it.
Yes, change it.
I think what's useful for viewers to understand is that you want, as a core, your players to be proactive, but, you know,
In the situation.
In the situation.
Yeah.
But
You have to have that reactive safety net kind of thing.
But you also have to be smart enough holistically to say, well, if you're going to give me some free points, well, I'm definitely going to take it.
I mean, no one's never going to say that. They've identified the fact that errors exactly like that,
8, 4.
just short around mid-court area, around the net, and coming from both players on the Hong Kong side. This is the biggest lead we've seen in the third, 4 points. And it's been earned exactly that way, just reacting. Oh, nice hook in from Siow. Too steep for Roy King.
Service over. 5, 8.
I think it's because of the speed of the doubles game that you have to have that kind of safety net.
Can you check the
I think if
court,
it's a singles player, it doesn't pay any dividends to be reactive. You have to have a plan, much like Lee Chia-hao earlier.
Thank you. Roy King. Roy King. Strike. Thank you. 5, 8.
So 5-8. Chance for Lee Nung to overturn this deficit early. You certainly don't want this deficit to be hanging around as they get into the second half of this game. That's another mistake from Wang Xiao.
Service over. 9, 5.
Well, she's been solid for the rest of the match, but certainly this 4-point deficit is down to the 2 or 3 mistakes from her. Absolutely.
Service over. 6,
Tumbles.
9. Play.
That's great play from her.
That should give her some confidence.
9.
Yeah.
I don't think she was lacking confidence, or even at this point. It's just that the rallies get longer and
A bit of
longer,
focus.
and she's doing so much proactive stuff, but she must be thinking nothing's happening as far as
Yeah.
you know, gaining the advantage. The player's concentration can
9.
really
Yeah.
only last for so long.
So that focus just dropped
Play
a
on.
couple of times. It's definitely been leading the line. So 8-9, it's an important point for them. That's big from Reginald Lee. As I said, he hasn't had the service into his
9.
hitting zone to do that all the time. That's credit to Roy King and Valerie Siow, nullifying his effect. 9-all. It's gone wide, ambitious backhand.
Service over.
Reg Lee.
10. 9.
But yet, very safe, smart shot from Valerie.
Yeah, yeah.
Would be hard to hit it out because she had the full length of the quarter of that court.
Yeah, certainly seems fired up, Valerie Siow. Well left. Almost had a look at that.
11-9.
So 11-9, and they get the
Interval
third
change
mid-game
ends.
interval break.
Atau dia datang macam panjang dia punya bola. Kan dengan lelaki bola dia tak pelik sangat, bola dia aku simple je. Dia tak ada kuat-kuatnya. Itu saja. Lagi continue kita punya service kita receive kita. Nanti bagaimana? Bila kita continue je.
You need to be ready quicker. Faster. Roy King to serve. 11-9. Play. Fault. Service over. 10-11.
So 11-10, this is it, crunch time. One of these pairs is through the quarterfinals. In all honesty, it's a hard push to say which one it's going to be at this point.
11.
I'd like to say Yap and Siow for the pure effort and determination they put into it. But Lee and Ung have slowly been pulling it together, or rather Siow has been pulling it together.
Let.
Not ready.
Wait.
And as we know,
need to be
in
ready.
badminton, effort does not equal reward.
Effort does not equal reward, exactly. It's a good start. I think if Yap and Siow can
Service
get back
over.
into that system
12,
where they're
11.
forcing the errors, they're, as you said, being patient, but fast enough that the reactions and the responses from Ung and Lee have just been prone to mistakes.
You put
Service
you
over.
hit it on the head
Yeah.
when you said they were nullifying
12
lots and
all.
lots of things. It's a
Do you want to change
legitimate
the shuttle? Yes.
ploy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because all I see is Reginald exploring, and
Yeah.
just continues exploring.
And he's running out of points on his exploration. 12-all though.
Service fault
They were
call.
always trailing Lee and Ung
Too
in the
high.
first game. They snatched and they lost that game. They lost.
Service
They
over.
won the second game.
13-12.
But it was down to the wire. 2019, in fact. So they've never had an iron grip on this match. And this would be the ideal time for them to get one. Oh, it's a good play by Roy King. Again, did all the hard work, kept it nice and flat.
Service
When it
over.
came to the big kill at the end,
13-all.
He nets it 13 all. All that work for very little reward, as you said.
Get ready to receive, Roy King. Service over. 14, 13.
14-13. Not a time to be gifting points. But actually, to be honest, I don't think Lee Nung have a choice in that. I think they just give points.
They just give points. I mean, it's always easier to say when we're sitting up here.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, wow. What a time to snap and smash.
Service over.
He's gone through a few rackets in the last one.
All.
Yeah, these
30
big,
points.
These big backcourt players, you know, I mean, it's expensive the amount of rackets that they get through.
Leave the shuttle on court.
Well, I was going to finish another thought that I had, which is, it seems quite easy to say from sitting up here and seeing the whole court, but I would have thought for
Play.
Reginald, he's so experienced. This is not the most complex strategic game that he's played.
That's very true.
It's far from it. So I thought he would be doing better.
Again, Siow with a good vision down the line. She's keeping them in it. In this
15,
case, she pushes
14.
them ahead. Siow putting the pressure on. Roy King responds. That was a good steep return from him.
She had it though. I think she could have pulled it off.
Service
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. Was
15. All.
not easy, but doable.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, she's not happy with that. Looking at that replay. 15 all. It's flat off the first 4 shots, then Valerie sends it to the back. Nice return. And set up her partner so well with that return. There wasn't much
16,
the Hong Kong pair could do from that.
Yes.
Very neat little drop from Valerie Siow. That's, I think we're going to see it now. That's 1 shot later, so it comes back too high. And Roy King absolutely drills that into the back.
Valerie, a little bit like Li Jiahao, very unfussy, very effective, maybe somewhat unsung hero in the match.
Just a nice solid output. That is, well, it's alternating points right now.
I
Service
still
over.
don't know how this is going.
No. In fact,
all.
if they just won, then 17, 18, well, it should come to the first match point to Yap and Siow if it keeps going like this. Good chance it could be extra points, actually. Nice pickup by Valerie Siow. Nice switch of point of attack from Roy King. One thing I don't think they should do, Yap and Siow, is play deceptive drop shots from the back.
17,
I think that if
16, yes.
Roy King
Thank you,
has
General. Thank you.
that kind of height, that he should come
Check
back
the
full
board.
power, because Siow is the most dangerous player on the other side. So, you know, the chances of her missing that drop shot are going to be very, very slim. Whereas I think if they put the power on, they're immediately putting the pressure on, and that could force the error. Right now, though, as I said, that's, as you said, very easy to say from up here. I just think the net is the strongest part of the Hong Kong kind of general play right now.
Thank you, line judges.
Especially because in Xiong, she does stand quite far up.
Yeah,
The court as well.
She's almost flush to the net at times.
Yeah. More forward than most female mixed doubles play.
So 17-16.
17.
Still neither pair have
16.
been able to break our way by 2 points in this second phase of game 2. Li Nung with a chance right here at the business end of the match. Again,
Again,
It's-
that was the word.
Again,
Seventeen.
was on my
under no
list.
pressure. Reginald Lee, under absolutely no pressure, takes his eye off the shuttle. And it's handed back to the Malaysians. 17 all on serve. Oh, everyone's being delicate at the net. Nice pick up by Valerie Siow. And good movement. Oh!
Oh.
That was a fantastic rally.
That was,
It's such
yes,
a shame.
that one supersedes the previous one, which I said
Yeah,
was the
that
best
was
rally.
brilliant.
Yeah, there was some genius moments in there.
Service over.
Valerie Siow, I think, was probably the most important player in that
Yes.
rally. She was so good.
She was so good.
You know, that looking at the replay, that actually looked like one of those shots by Reg Lee
Lee
was
to the
probably
corner.
shading out. I think Roy King was so into the rally that he didn't really think about it, and it would have taken a lot of courage to suddenly stop playing and watch it, especially if it dropped in.
Players on
Wasn't
court.
that far
Thank you,
out.
line judge.
18-17, much like the second game. Could go either way, but this time it's not just the force of third.
18,
This time
17.
both of them looking for the match. And of course a spot in the quarterfinals.
And to be fair, all four of them were working very
Yes.
hard. We're
those
just saying,
those two great rallies that we saw, all four of them were really getting stuck in. Oh, that was beautiful from Roy King. What a shot. He actually saw that late. If we get to see the replay, there, look at that. He actually didn't know what to do. He left it very late, but then
Line
comes
judge.
up with this acute shot that sends Reginald Lee
At the
flying.
service line.
I think you're right, because if Roy took it that late, then Reginald probably didn't know where it was going to go as
Exactly.
well. Footwork-wise, yeah, because he'd
Yeah,
already
look, there he is. He was
hedged himself in on the backhand side.
He was at least a foot off. And in the process of it, has drenched that part of the court. And now getting a wipe down. So, 18 all. Forget the first game, forget the second game. It's a 3-point game from here. Yes, look at all that moisture there.
18, all. Get ready. Roy King, play.
Malaysian pair having a little chat again.
Yeah. Oh, it's very wide from...
It is very wide. He had to go for it.
He had
Service
to.
over.
Yeah,
19.
he heard you.
18.
He didn't want to do those drop shots.
Yeah. He didn't want to. I said he should have, you know, always go big from the back, I think, from now on.
Love you on the Smash leaderboard.
But
Why
do,
fix?
do get your direction sorted out. Do get your aiming and accuracy. Nice touch by Valerie Siow again.
Oh,
some
that's very
more
good. Oh, that's-
Pressure coming in.
She got 2 more shots back than she should have. So that's really
Well,
good.
what a time for them to turn up a really great combination. It's given them 2 match points.
Match point.
But look at them
18.
here, just moving forward, harassing the net. 1, 2, and then there's the third.
It's taken a long time for
taken a
Reginald
while,
to
yeah.
come forward.
Yeah. Well, you know, they can smell blood in the water now. That's it, go big. Or literally go home. Nice from Valerie Siow.
Yeah, she changed the direction slightly. And she
Service
waited.
over.
He had to wait as well.
Well, that's one match
Reginald.
point saved. Right, here we
20.
go. They got the serve back now.
Quickly, towel only, very quickly.
This is what it's all about.
Play.
Deep serve. Go big. That beautiful from Valerie Siow.
Yes.
Absolutely dominated the net, and it is extra points.
All.
was just on my lips to say good elevation from the Hong Kong pair until there was lack of elevations.
Thank you,
Complete
line judge.
lack of elevation. Siow left wondering what went wrong there. So, first to 2 or first to 30? There was a match recently that actually went to, I think it was 29-27.
I think I saw that
Yeah,
score
I can't remember, remember off the top of my head now who it was. Big smile, match
Service
point
over.
again. This is their third match point.
20. No more delay. Play now.
Well, Chris getting involved.
Yeah, in a very authoritative way. Siow again, so instrumental in that. So that's 3 match points saved for the Malaysians. And you know what? I'm
Service
beginning to go
over.
onto their side. I think they
21.
deserve this match.
All.
3 match points saved.
No, stay on court.
They've been pushing reactively, as we said, all the way.
Yes,
Who deserves
leave
it?
each
Well,
other.
that's a very... We haven't got time for that discussion, actually. Who deserves it? It's been a great
I'm
match.
a bit afraid to answer that question if I meet them in the lift.
Yeah,
so-
that's true. I think that's 64 minutes now? 54 minutes on the clock.
Thank you, line judge.
Had epic encounter here, the round of 16.
21. All.
Well, now, of course, playing on the minds of the Hong Kong pair is 3 match points. Make that 4 match points now. This is their 4th
Service over.
mistake by
22.
Siow, because it all gets a little bit
21.
nervous. It's a mistake, and they've done it. Can you believe it? And look at the reaction from Reginald Lee. That's how much it means to him. Big smile from Siow. 23-21 after 55 minutes and 4 match points. They are through to meet either Hidayatullah and Pranata from Indonesia, or in fact, that's Tangan C. Tangan C already through. So that's what was the last quarterfinal berth from
Match won
this section
by
of the
Lee
draw.
Chunhui, Reginald,
Well,
and
what a wonderful
Siow.
match. There's
17,
confirmation of it.
21, 19,
17, 19, 21, 21, 23, and Lee and Siow through. So all that's left for me to do is say fantastic, Aaron. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Shazad Haq, and I will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Hello and a very warm welcome, a good afternoon to you from the Key Centre. This is the HSBC BWF Australia Badminton Open Sydney.